Discipleship making is an adversarial process and is done in the midst of those who would see us destroyed. The process of making disciples, everybody's not going to be happy about you doing it. Everybody in your family, everybody in your circle of friends, everybody in your circle of former friends, ministering to people, reaching out to people, trying to be a beacon, trying to be a light. It is an adversarial process because you will have those in the midst of you looking to destroy you. The tares grow with the wheat, the goats live with the sheep, and you will have to contend with all of it, so don't expect it to be without problems and without resistance. This means that for disciples of Christ, just because people don't like us doesn't mean we've given them a reason not to like us.
Right.
Or that we are required to acquiesce to their demands in order to gain approval or respect. Stop worrying about, or do not start worrying about, or cease worrying about who does not respect you because you are living a life that is different from theirs.
Right.
Stop worrying about getting the approval and thinking that because somebody's mad at me and somebody doesn't want to talk to me and somebody doesn't like me and somebody wants me to fail, that I must be doing something wrong. In some cases, it is a clear indication that you're doing something right.
Right.
The people that don't like you sometimes are a compliment to your character.
Yes.
Some such and such, they think that you're too uppity, that you think too much, that you got too much stuff together, and you look at them and you look at their circumstances and there's Mike too spiritual. Well, I'll take that as a compliment coming from you. If your life is a measure of what spirituality looks like and you got a problem with me, then I'm good.
Amen.
That is a reality that Jesus dealt with. Note that the adversaries, the only folks that you saw plot against Jesus were the church folks.
Right.
In conjunction with the government. But the adversaries, the pushback, the resistance came from the ones that claimed to be in control, claimed to have it all together, and were thoroughly uncomfortable with Jesus demonstrating the fact that they don't. Not because he necessarily would go against them head on. They came to him. They started it, he finished it. Discipleship. Disciples, we cannot seek personal validation from crowds that include those who would see us fail in our discipleship or die. Say that again. Disciples of Christ cannot seek the validation of their spirituality or their character from crowds that include people that would like to see them destroyed. I'm not taking my cues on whether or not I'm a good child of God from people or crowds and circles when I know that there's people that don't like me and think the fact that they don't like me and they got a title must mean I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
My effectiveness, my validation comes from knowing that I am doing the will of my Father, and whatever the outcome and whoever has a problem with it, they can kick rocks.
Right.
I know we don't talk like that, we're not supposed to say that, but that is the approach Jesus took to the pushback. You want to put, like you started, you want to ask me a dumb question, I'm going to ask you a smart question and you can shut up. This is what, I'm telling y'all, read the Gospels, it's a lot more interesting now that it's the continuum, it's the resistance that he had to deal with. So that's one thing. Do not look for validation of your discipleship from crowds of people that don't live in the place that you do. Right. Don't understand the way that you live. Want to judge you and say that they think they're better than I am. No, I just serve a better God. I'd like to introduce you to him if you got time. I'm not doing well because I'm smart. I'm not doing well because I'm lucky. I'm doing well because I serve a God that is greater than the one you must be serving, because I look at everything you complain about and everything that you seem to be struggling with. Let me introduce you to the God I know, and maybe we can get you right and you can stop talking about me. And if you don't stop talking about me, I'm going to go on and be blessed in Jesus' name, because I'm not looking for you to like me. I'm looking for God to be pleased with me.
Amen.
The other thing that this, and we'll talk a lot more about this later, the process of making disciples is entirely different than the process of making friends. I want you to get that and start mulling that over, because a lot of us who have insecurity issues tend to get the two confused, and when we can't get them to come out to church, we take it personally. When we can't get them to respond and do, maybe they just don't like me. It ain't about you, I'm sorry. This one, discipleship making, is not about what you get back from the relationship. Ministry is not about reciprocity. It is about doing what God has called you to do. And because he has sown into you, you have a responsibility to sow into others. And if it bear fruit, to God be the glory. And if it does not, then that's something that I have no control over.
Right.
Discipleship and making friends, or making disciples and making friends, are two entirely different processes. And if you are looking for validation of your character, once again, or friendship from people that you are trying to minister to, you are in for a headache.